mindfulness is not just noticing. It's not just being aware that you're hearing a sound or you're feeling a sensation in your body. Is noticing in a certain way. And so, one way of describing it is a quality of awareness without grasping, aversion, or delusion in terms of how we're relating to what's going on. You may be looking at grasping, aversion, or delusion, but you're not looking with grasping, aversion, or delusion. So there are a lot of implications there. We're not uh, condemning what we're feeling. We're not ashamed of it. We're not afraid of it. We're not trying to push it away. We're not trying to disguise it or deny it. And any one of us at different times, it's not like we're just one way. At different times, may discover we're out of balance in a certain direction. Maybe we're um, very judgmental and we're kind of distancing ourselves from what we're uncovering, whatever that might be, an emotion, a thought, a sensation. Or maybe we have no space, we have no centeredness. And I think the reality for many people in the West, with the kinds of conditioning we have, there's a tremendous tendency to judge and to have aversive reactions to what may be arising in our experience. I'm somewhat famous amongst, and I know you know some of them, uh, the group of people who were at my first retreat, who are still very close friends, for once having marched up to Goenka and saying to him, I never used to be an angry person before I started meditating, therefore laying blame exactly where I felt it belonged, which was on him. It was clearly all his fault. And certainly I had been hugely angry, but I hadn't been aware of it before. But when I began to see it, I didn't like it one bit, you know? So would we call that mindfulness? Not really, I mean, it was an ingredient, but it didn't have that sense of openness and presence and interest and so on. So I really saw loving kindness as a key ingredient for genuine mindfulness. And without that mindfulness, there is no insight. So do some people have it naturally? Yes. And we're not all out of balance in one direction, at all times. But I just saw that, oh, this is something that is really important. And you can hear it now as people scramble, which I find very amusing. Like people say, well, the word mindfulness sounds so cold, it sounds so clinical. You have to really call it something else. So I hear people calling it warm mindfulness or kindfulness or heartful mindfulness or loving awareness, and I just call it mindfulness because uh, inevitably mindfulness has to have that kind of kind element, or we're just trashing ourselves all the time over what we're seeing.